Hi, this is Olga from wholesaleUSAdresses.com. How to sell wholesale dresses at the flea market. You might be interested to know that you can successfully sell wholesale dresses at flea market. I know that you might now associate flea markets with high-end designer dresses, but you might be surprised. I have personally seen brand name dresses sold at flea markets, and I have also supplied vendors with brand name dresses at my Brooklyn Closeout warehouse. Provided that there are shoppers in flea market that wear dresses, then you should be able to sell them. Having said that, it's important to determine that kind of dresses those shoppers are looking for and what their budgets are. Like in any retail business, it's important to match the right products to the customer base. The shoppers at the flea market might love designer dresses by brands such as Harry and Calvin Klein, but it would only make sense to try to sell them if in fact they can afford to pay the prices that you will need to charge so that you can make money. Now, don't assume right away that people at flea market can't afford to spend $50 or $100 for a brand name dress. If they are buying brand name clothing elsewhere, then they are potential customers for your designer dresses. People prioritize differently, so even someone on a limited budget might decide to allocate more money for a brand name dress when they have the opportunity to buy one. Or you might catch the attention of someone that is going to a wedding and needs a dress that might not otherwise buy for themselves. I think it's really important to remember that flea market customers are expecting to get a bargain and therefore can purchase more high-end expensive products provided that they feel that they are going to save a good deal of money on their fashion purchases. So, how do you propose wholesale dresses at a low enough price so that you can offer them a substantial savings compared to the original retail value? You can focus on purchasing department store overstock clothing and close out fashion merchandise. I know of sellers that visit going out business auctions, so this might be an option that you should consider as well. The challenge with auctions is that they are infrequent and you want to be sure that you can find the merchandise that you are looking for. On the other hand, if you visit a dress wholesaler, you know that they will have the retail product category that you are looking for. Visiting a closeout wholesaler should enable you to purchase dresses at below wholesale prices. At that point, you will be able to retail them at the flea market at really low prices as compared to the original retail prices. Another important factor that you want to look into is the brand preference, if any, of the shoppers. For example, are people looking for designer wear by Nine West or Jones New York, or they are more interested in fashion dresses? You might discover that there is a demand for both categories of dresses, but this is something that you should personally look into before renting space. Style preferences are also important since every market has its own fashion sense and requirements. If you notice that there is a lot of competition by vendors that are also selling dresses, don't get discouraged, since this can actually be a good sign. If you see that there are many vendors selling dresses and they all seem to be making sales, then it looks like you have found a swap mate with plenty of customers demand for your wholesale dresses. I would like to share with you some tips that I believe can help you in the actual sales process. Number 1. Always display the original retail price of the dresses next to your sales price. This way customers can instantly see the great savings that you are offering them. For example, let's say you purchase a wholesale collection of R&M Richards dresses that have original retail values of $150 each. You'll want to put up a sign that lists the $150 price next to your asking price. So, if you are selling the R&M Richard dresses for $50 each, then your site would display both prices. Number 2. Give Flea Market customers a discount for purchasing more dresses. Using the above example, you might want to offer 3 or more dresses for $40 each. This way, people will be encouraged to purchase more dresses than they originally planned on. You can always remind your customers that they can always use the additional dresses at a later date. Always be careful in ensuring that your sales price gives you a profit after taking account of the rent and other expenses that you might incur. If your business takes off, you might even need to hire someone to help you sell your clothes. Number 3. Be flexible with your prices. If you see that a shopper is seriously interested in purchasing one of your R&M Richards dresses, but they are a few dollars short, give them the dress at a discount. This is not only good business, since you will have made a sale that you otherwise would have missed out on, but it also builds customer loyalty by creating goodwill between you and your customer. It is important to note that many of the shoppers at the flea markets are repeat visitors. In other words, the same people could potentially be your customers every weekend. At the same time, you need to be clear in expressing the reason why you are giving someone a discount. You don't want them to expect the same discount every time. Number 4. Offer wholesale prices to other flea market vendors and shoppers. You should let other flea market vendors know that you are willing to sell your merchandise to them at wholesale prices, provided that they purchase your merchandise in quantity. I realize that the flea market vendors like you supply merchandise to will then become your competition. But assuming that there are enough customers for everyone and that you would be happy with a large quantity sales, then it makes sense to also take this approach. You will also want to let shoppers know that you can offer them wholesale deals as well. The reason is because some of the people that come to flea markets can have a relative or friend that has a business. In New York, there are many shoppers that have relatives in countries such as Nigeria, Trinidad, and Guyana. Often they will buy merchandise so that they can send it to their relatives. Their relatives will then sell the merchandise either from their homes or from their boutiques. I find it interesting that even retailers who come to my closeout warehouse in New York will visit local flea markets such as the Queen's Aqueduct Flea Market to look for products for their shops. So you might be surprised to discover that many of people visiting your booth are actually boutique owners. Number 5. Set up your flea market booth just like it's a real store. That means that you should use mannequins and garments racks to properly display your wholesale dresses. I realize that it's going to be a lot more work this way, since you will have to set up and take apart your booth every day. But I believe it's worthwhile to present a more professional appearance. You will attract more shoppers and present your merchandise in a way that demonstrates its value. You will also want to make shopping by your space as convenient and easy as possible. Remember, it's not just the sale that you make that day, but the future sales of dresses that you can make to that customer. One last tip that I would like to share with you is to keep the same spot week after week. You want your customers to know where to find you when they are ready to purchase again from you. Please visit our wholesale warehouse in New York.